Welcome back to Drawing with Flash, working on this flying saucer. And the next thing we're going to do is add some more details. But I find it best to add details on its own layer. Therefore, it's independent. If I want to animate it at some point, I have that option to do that. So let's go ahead and create a new layer. And layers are in the timeline, so make sure your timeline is showing. Right now we've been working on layer 1. That's the default, so I'm just going to go ahead and rename that so I don't lose track of what it is. I'm going to lock it, so that means I can't move it around, I can't do anything else to this. That's fine. Create a new layer, pressing the new layer button, and we're going to call this glass. So that's what we're going to be working on, and we're going to be up here on the top. Shortcut keys for moving in and moving out are really essential. You don't want to have to be going over to the toolbar every time you want to use a different type of command. So when you're zooming in, zooming out, you want to use the space command or space control on the PC to move in, and then while you're still holding down, hold down the option key or the alt key on the PC, and it goes to minus. So with this, I can easily move in, move out, grab it, and move to where I want to be. We will use that quite often. So the next thing we're going to do is add some flare on this to make it appear like it's a glass canopy. So I'm going to select a fill color, and I'm going to start with that, and then, let's see, let's just go ahead and select a light blue. Use a rectangle tool again, and again I'm just creating a rectangle here, and then with the selection I can go ahead and just drag this into whatever shape I want. You'll notice I have the magnetic snap to object off. When it's on and I get close to this edge, it wants to snap to that edge, and depending on how zoomed in you are, it may or may not be a real hassle. So I tend to leave that off when I'm working around a close edge. So I want to bring that in there, bring that in there. Let's bring that here. I want to make that line disappear, so if I click on this and just straighten out that line, I should be able to make that, not quite, make that go away. On that later. So on this one edge, I want to try to duplicate that. So I'm pulling and stretching. Again, down here, same thing. And here, just bring that to the corner. I'm going to move that in. So I have this curve around here. It kind of gives you that feel like there's some depth to it. All right, so I want to put another one here that's dark on the other side. Dark side, light side. And this part is pretty easy. I can go ahead and create another shape like that, or I can just duplicate this. And anytime you have an object that you would like to duplicate, you just use the option key or the alt key on the PC, and then just click and drag on an item, and I can go ahead and duplicate that, bring that over here to the other side, use my modify transform flip horizontal to bring it over where I want, and then work on it from there. So again, I'm going to go ahead and make that not quite as high as the other one. And I probably want this in too. I don't want that to be as big. So just a thinner line, and then I'm going to make this darker. And I'm going to use the the color bar here and just bring down B setting, and that just gives me a little bit of a darker edge. There we go. So out. That looks pretty good. It's starting to look like a rounded piece of glass. You could add a little bit of a flare onto it. I'm going to go ahead and use this in a white color here. Zoom in. Using the oval, I'm going to create an oval, and I'm going to take this and use the Q, which is the transform key, and just slightly angle this to the side so it's like it's on the edge of that glass. There we go. Make a copy of this using the Alt key, reshape this a little bit smaller. Back to the V key. Move it in, move it out. There we go. I'll back it off. Let's see what we have. Okay. We're going to work on the body of it here, maybe add a few lights and stuff, on the next tutorial. So come on back.